Hello, guys. This is the Omer Ahmed, the host of Jala Productions, coming with you for the second episode of this podcast.
That was so disappointing. What was that opening intro? That was
I don't
horrible.
know.
That
I
was
thought,
haram. That was haram. What was
yeah,
that?
it was the BBC remix.
That was crap. That was just
Listen,
straight up crap.
you're the producer at Jala Productions. Why don't
No,
you
you're the
focus
one
on
who
that?
you came up with the idea and I trusted you.
You don't have any
But no, that
evidence.
was
You
crap.
don't have.
That was horrible.
All right, fine. Next episode, I'll improve my game.
You should.
It
I'll be
was
docking your
it was
pay.
actually Dua Lipa who was singing that. So yeah,
I'm docking your pay.
okay, sure.
I'm docking your pay.
Sure. All
Dua
right.
Lipa's not as good as what's her name? Demi Lovato. She's not as good.
No, you're tripping.
I am tripping.
You're tripping.
Demi Lovato is nowhere near as bad as Dua Lipa.
You're tripping.
You're tripping.
Anyways,
Tripping.
we're here with the second episode of the podcast. We, as a group, we have watched season 1 of Christopher Eccleston's season, and
Yep.
well, oh my, we have lots of things to talk about, lots of discussions to be made, and some ongoing debates.
I don't know if there's much to discuss. I just fucking love all of it, mate. I didn't think it'd be that good, but
There's millions of viewers are watching us, so we gotta entertain them.
Billions.
So, the first thing that I want to get into is how was the experience rewatching series 1 of NuWho for you guys?
Ooh.
So, Balrog first.
I was surprised, not because it was good. I already knew it was good. Anyone who's seen episode 1, you know I rate season 1 quite highly. I like it more than season 2. I like it.
Well, how does that make sense?
Because I didn't realize I'd like it this much. I didn't realize how much of the core elements of classic NuWho I would really appreciate. Every episode wasn't unique like I'd say it is now, but every episode felt intense. Every episode was ripping.
Yeah,
every episode had that feeling of threat of a motherfucker who's gonna come in and destroy the entire universe. Every episode, every single episode, the stakes were insane. I just realized I really miss when Doctor Who was as intense as it was. Now it doesn't really feel as intense. I still like season 14. I still kind of appreciate it. But I do have to admit, back in the day, it was a lot more intense. And I think now that I'm a bit older, I can really, really appreciate that. That being said, we'll come to the rankings again at the end of the series, but I don't know if it would change. And that just goes to show the quality of the rest of the show.
Interesting.
Okay. What about you, Amaya?
Yeah. So as for the viewers who are unaware, I was a massive avid hater of season 1 and Christopher Eccleston.
You were the only one. We all loved it.
Yeah, but I genuinely despise season 1. As in, like, I can respect some episodes; they were good. I acknowledge that they were good, but season 1 it's just a season that it never really felt close with me. And like, from season 2 onwards, maybe I don't know what it could be, because maybe it's just it's been a long time since I watched it, but having rewatched it this week, I really did take it for granted. I'll admit that, having witnessed the tragic, horrible episodes from Jodie Whittaker's season and possibly from 14th season as well. There are some elements of season 1 I do really like. And that says a lot, because
go into detail, please. Detail us.
Firstly, I loved the comedy of season 1. Like, and I never thought, from memory, I always thought season 1 was a bit bland. But rewatching it, seeing as Rose's mum, the companionship between Rose and the Doctor, it was really funny, and it was like what the core element of Doctor Who was about. It was good humor. And I liked on how it was the first season of a reboot of a show. They like, especially in the first episode, they went through like the conspiracies of the Doctor. They what like another one was like where Rose came back home a year later, and then we see all these missing wanted posters. It was small things like that we don't really see in the show anymore, actually. But it was in season one, and to that, I really appreciate that type of stuff where like it's not necessarily the plot, but it's like just stuff on the side as to like what happens when you go in time traveling and so on. But yeah, there was some downer of episodes that I didn't really like, but rewatching the episodes, I do have a good new level of respect for season one.
Damn, we have a changed opinion amongst us. Oh, oh my! We'll come back at the end of the show. At the end of that, what episode is going to be? 14. At the end of episode 14, we'll have to go back to your rankings. I really want to see that change. I want you to appreciate season one, and I want you to document it. I need you to document it.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ashwin?
Yeah, so I'm similar to Balraj in the sense that I've always liked series one. I've always really liked Eccleston, but yeah, it's just the rest of this show is on another level, and I kind of feel like series one kind of gets left behind because of the sort of heights it reaches at. For me, it sort of is like every Russell season gets a bit stronger than the last, personally. So because of that, it's easy to like forget how good series one is. But then when I rewatched it, again, it might have been also because of the last 5-6 years of Doctor Who haven't been very strong. But yeah, I've really enjoyed rewatching this season, and probably is the most I've ever enjoyed rewatching this season of Doctor Who. So yeah, I had a really good time rewatching. It was pretty easy for me to just get through it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say it was easy for me, but I think that's because I'm older and I'm not the most I'm not the most on it when it comes to watching TV. I wouldn't say it was a struggle to get through each episode. It was just a struggle to put it on the TV in the first place because I'm getting kind of old. And I don't really watch much TV anymore unless it's a weekly thing, like The Boys. I haven't even caught up with House of the Dragon. So yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, me too.
I still did enjoy it. And once the TV was on, it was easy to churn through anywhere between 3 or 5 episodes a day. So it didn't actually take the whole week. It took me about a couple of days if you factor that in.
Yeah.
What about you, Omir? You watch an episode a day? 2 episodes a day?
Actually, I started off on Monday. Yeah, we did a podcast on Sunday. On Monday, I didn't watch an episode, but Tuesday is actually when I started watching it. I did like 2 episodes, and then I tried to ramp up, but I just finished the last episodes. I think it was episode 13, 12, I can't remember. Like, just today, like a couple hours before this call. Yeah, so I was falling a bit behind, but I caught up in the end. I think it's just because, with working, it's just difficult to put in an episode every day because you just get so tired, like, looking at a screen. But yeah, we finished it. I think, not gonna lie, I didn't like some episodes of season 1, though. Like, I mean, I think that's with every season. You're just not gonna like some episodes.
We'll go through it one by one. We'll go through it one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's our general. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, but yeah, like you said, it's like our general general overview of the season. Pretty strong shot. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last week we didn't get time to go through how we sort of got into the show, how we used to feel about the show, and how we got into it. How we got into it back in the day, how we used to feel about it, and how do we feel about it today. We never actually got through that last week, did we?
Yeah.
I think that's as good as time as any.
I think that it's a perfect way to start now, since we're at the beginning of the podcast.
Shall we start with the creator, the man himself, Monarch Ash 2, the Cockleston fanboy?
Yeah, so I was about, I can't even tell when I started because it was so long ago, but I was either 4 or 5 years old when I first watched Doctor Who and got into Doctor Who. So it was either Eccleston's season or it was Tennant's first, but from my memory, I can very much recall watching the early episodes of David Tennant, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. Yeah, I just remember like
obsessed is underselling that, by the way. Obsessed is underselling it. This guy is the craziest Doctor Who fan I have personally met. Most addicted, I can say.
Yeah. So when I was like 5, I remember my dad got me the DVD of the first couple episodes of Tennant, like the Christmas one and the New Earth, and I remember it only had those 2 episodes actually, and I would keep rewatching because that was the only Doctor Who I had on me. I would just keep rewatching those 2 episodes again and again, and then I remember I got upset when the second episode finished and it showed like the preview of the next one would have been the werewolf one, but I didn't have that on that disc. And then my mum used to tell me it would just go back to the main menu of the disc, and then my mum used to say if you wait long enough, it will come. The next episode will come, but it never came because that's not true. But then eventually in 2006, I believe, we went to Scotland, and I remember on the way home from Scotland, we picked up the next disc, which had the next 3 episodes, and I just was absolutely in love with the show.
He was collecting the Thanos Infinity Stones. With the Doctor Who DVDs. That's quite a cute memory.
Yeah, and I was so obsessed that my parents had to hide the discs from me because I wouldn't study and work, do my homework and stuff. It was bad, and I used to have the toys. And if you think I'm obsessed now, back then it was another level. I would never stop watching Doctor Who. It was all I did. Everyone else was watching cartoons and Ben 10 or whatever it was back then, but I would just watch Doctor Who, even though I probably didn't understand half the things that were happening in the show really, and some of the dialogue. But yeah, that's basically me. I loved it till Tennant left, and then I got a bit salty because I loved David Tennant. I kind of wanted to hate Matt Smith because he was the guy replacing Tennant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think every Doctor Who fan can relate to that, to be honest.
Because he was this new young guy as well, and and then I kind of I liked him, but I didn't want to admit I liked him, and then I got to like his last season.
So true.
And I sort of lost interest a bit, and then I sort of cut it out for about, I'd say 3 or 4 years. I just didn't watch it anymore. Didn't really care. I just saw Capaldi, and I was like, "Who's this old man? Why is he the Doctor? He's so old. Why? I don't want to watch this. This isn't the show I grew up with." And then around the time we had our GCSEs, I came back to it, and I was like, "Wow, Doctor Who remained very strong," and Capaldi ended up being my second favorite Doctor. So that's pretty much my journey with the show. And then obviously the new eras came, and but that's me.
Baraj, how did you get into the show?
That's him. For me, there's quite a few similarities when it comes to Monarch Ash. Quite a few indeed. I also started watching it when I was about 4 or 5. I do vividly remember Eccleston from a childhood memory, especially the penis monster in episode 7 with Simon Pegg. I do remember him. I remember Daleks with Eccleston. I remember so much. I wouldn't say I really did like it. I would say I was kind of obsessed, but probably not as much as Ashvin, because I also did like other stuff too. Like I liked watching CBBC. I liked watching Cartoon Network. Eventually, as I grew older, started watching other things, but I still kept Doctor Who in my mind. I would still watch the episodes. Obviously, David Tennant, loved him to bits. If you don't love David Tennant, something's wrong with you, mate. Something's wrong with you. But I still liked Matt Smith, even though he replaced my favorite. I still like Matt Smith, and the show for me was really strong at that point. And I just kept watching it consistently until about season 8. Old Man Syndrome. I did not like Old Man Syndrome. I did not like Peter Capaldi. I thought this was an old ass man. He's ruining the show. I'm not watching it anymore. I didn't watch season 9 when it came out. I didn't watch season 10 when it came out. I did, however, watch it right before season 11 came out because I really wanted to watch the whole show again right before Jodie came in. And I really did appreciate Peter Capaldi. I really liked him. He's now my third favorite Doctor. I still think he has some bad episodes, just not as bad as I remember. And he is probably up there with the best actor to act as the Doctor. I know he's the only Oscar-winning actor to do it, but I also just think in terms of acting ability, he's probably up there with Tennant, in my opinion. But yeah, so I've been quite consistent-ish since I was about 4 or 5. And I also have rather vivid memories of my childhood. I didn't get the DVDs. I did get the Sonic Screwdriver. I got 2 of them, Matt's one and Tennant's one. And my favourite was probably Matt's one because it was bigger. And I like the colour green more. And I would say that's it. That is my memory of Doctor Who. That's how I got into the show.
Nice.
And what about you, Maya?
Yeah, so I started towards the actual like midway of Eccleston, but I didn't really know how to watch Doctor Who, so I ended up watching it like just on TV whenever it came on, but I never knew it was always aired on Saturday. But I think especially when it went to like season 2, I just would randomly just try to predict when the next episode would occur because I didn't know about TV scheduling the timings. But I actually fully got into watching Doctor Who weekly was from Waters of Mars, if I recollect. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, Water of Mars, yeah. But I've always known about Doctor Who. I played the games from when I was a young age, just because from a friend named Alvi. So yeah, I don't know if you guys remember him, but we also would be fanboys of Doctor Who and so on. And then yeah, it was all good. I remember having the stickers, and I think they made cards for Doctor Who, like Match Attack cards as well. I collected all the merch. I had a Sonic Screwdriver from had the games. I've also it's just that's how I became a fan of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I remember those cards. Yeah, Battles in Time. I used to have those.
Yeah.
And I used to collect the magazines, everything.
Oh yes, the magazines as well. Where I remember the magazines.
They were called Doctor Who Adventures.
Yeah.
It would be in Tesco.
I would go crazy just to get those magazines. The sad thing is I didn't preserve them. I cut them up because I wanted. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, those were the days when the merch was like crazy. Now you don't really get much in the way of merch.
I used to get the top trumps. I love the top trumps.
Yeah, even the adventure games, they used to have all these stuff. Like the show was big.
It was quite big. It is quite heartbreaking. That is the most big scenes to me.
But yeah, that's pretty much us and how we came to fall in love with this show when we were younger. But yeah, shall we go on to series 1 now, or is there something else on your minds?
No, I think that's all good on my part.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about series 1 of Doctor Who, 2005 series 1, not season 1, which is Ncuti's season. We'll just call it season 14 because it's just easier, to be honest. But yeah, let's go to the first episode of this series, which is Rose. It aired in March 2005, March the 26th. So next year will be its 20th anniversary, actually. Yeah. So, Rose. What are your thoughts on Rose? What are your thoughts on Rose? In order. So, shall we go with Balrog first? We always have, so why not?
I really like the opening, the montage of him, of her and Mickey and Rose's mom just living that London life. It's nothing like my life, and I live in London. But it was nice to see that kind of montage. It was really fun.
I'm sure you can relate with all the chavs.
Yeah, they are living like a bunch of chavs. It was quite funny.
Yeah, your type of people.
Thanks.
What about this?
The plastics are stupid enemy. That is the worst CGI I've ever seen.
Yeah, the worst. Forget worst CGI. That's the worst type of enemy. That is the worst.
I still can't get over that. That is horrific. That is horrific.
For villain wise, that's the worst way to start an episode. How are you going to start a whole new show just with plastic robots? The fuck?
Plastic robots are stupid. But I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that as like a fun as a fun opening to the show. It's not a bad thing. It's not even an annoying thing. I quite like the stupidity with evil plastic dolls. That was funny. That CGI with the Doctor in the past, that's some evil horse shit right there. Mickey was quite funny. I forgot how funny he could be. I remember the scene where he kind of ditched Rose, even though she almost died, just to go watch football in the pub. That was some Sigma shit. Mickey turning into plastic, that was amazing. That looks so bad and so obviously plastic that the fact no one really noticed apart from the Doctor, that's also funny. It was a bit cheesy, but I did appreciate it. But there's definitely better episodes in the season. And there's definitely been better episode ones than season 1. But this was not bad. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10.
A 7.
Okay.
7.
Interesting.
All right. Maya, what about you?
Okay, so yeah, no, I think going with what Barry said, I like the episode. I love the humor in it. I do think the villain, if a new person wants to watch this, I think they can easily get into it. I love like it's like a light episode, but it also shows you the seriousness of Doctor Who. I still don't like the villain. I think that's just subjective. Like I think it looked a bit shit. Like if they could just change the villain to something else, then I think the episode would be in a strong 9, possibly. Yeah. But the CGI, yeah, for its time, it's 2005. But I've seen better CGI 2005 than what Doctor Who offered. But it was shit, the CGI.
I guess it's a product of the budget.
Yeah.
That looks horrible. That literally looks like someone's acting screenshot for when they're like going for auditions. I forgot what the thing's called.
What I also didn't like is why is the Doctor posing the same way in every image? Like he
looks like he's got a turtleneck.
Yeah.
But that's clearly just meant to be his usual time.
I did like how people are exploring the mysteries of the Doctor. I think that should have been something that's like still being shown in the later episodes.
Do you know what's kind of tapped? Every single white person in that picture, including the doctor, looks kind of pissed. All those black guys, you are all on the right-hand corner. They look kind of happy.
So,
why? Yeah. I don't know, man. Even the doctor, I need to smile a bit, bro.
But yeah, I think I'd give the episode like a 7. Yeah, like I think like a 7.
Oh, it is funny how she types in Doctor Who Blue Box, and the first thing she gets is this most insecure old fat man who's got like barely any information and thinks the Doctor's like some demon or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. I think he said.
I would also say though, I did prefer the Doctor and Rose's relationship when it was very much way less romantic, and it felt like their connection might have been something more than romantic at times. Like, the Doctor was her way to adventure and escape this boring, mundane London lifestyle. I preferred that to season 2's romance, which I have a feeling is going to be just as annoying as the last time I watched it. I hope not, but I have a feeling it will be.
Okay, so for me, this is a fun introduction to the show. Yeah, it's not the strongest.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. It's not very professional. Oh my god, he left. I said yes. He left.
Oh no.
Great. This is not professional in the slightest. I gotta dock his pay, man. What's he doing? What is he doing? What is this? This is nonsense. That is ridiculous.
No, I think he was saying something and he cut off earlier. And I don't know.
Right. But I heard him the second time. Maybe he fixed it and then he just left anyway. For the viewers at home, do you want to talk about the Euros? Do you want to talk about England? The most overrated team in the whole fucking tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was abysmal. That was bad. I don't think we played particularly bad on Sunday. I just think we've been really bad this whole tournament, and it's quite shameful of other teams to basically let us get this far by conceding at the last minute 3 times in a row, basically. That's shameful on them. We should have never gone that far. We shouldn't have even broke out of our group. That's how bad we played. And the fact that we got all the way to the final, I am pissed that we didn't win. I'm still English at the end of the day, but I'm kind of happy Spain won, because that means that terrorist at the top of the game, Gareth Southgate, he ain't winning no trophy with his stupid football. Stupid backwards football. It's literally backwards football. I promise you, if you watch a game here and you just focus on how many times the players pass backwards, despite the fact that's not what they do for their club, it's clearly a Southgate thing, and it's really pissing me off. I can barely watch these games because of how many times they pass the ball backwards. Like, for fuck's sake, pass it forward. Like, we've seen Declan Rice pass it forward for Arsenal every other game, every single game, and then in this one, to be honest, well deserved to win to Spain. I 100% agree. I'm kind of happy they won. That terrorist Gareth Southgate terrorized English football this whole tournament, and every single tournament he's been in, does not deserve a trophy. Absolutely does not deserve a trophy. Well, we weren't that bad on Sunday, but we have been shambolic the whole tournament. I'm kind of happy we didn't get a trophy, because we 100% don't deserve one.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We heard you last time.
No, well, you were saying something before and then you cut out and then I couldn't hear you. But then when you said, "Can you guys hear me?" at the end, and we could hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know what you were saying. You're saying something about a funny scene, I think. Are you still there, Maya?
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not like I was saying. Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was episode 1. I guess like a 7. Yeah, it was funny.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so for me, this is a fun introduction to the show. Like, yeah, it's probably my least favorite episode, potentially. But I had fun with it. It is cheesy. It's probably the cheesiest Doctor episode, actually, from memory. But it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think the way it shows Rose's life, it feels very like human. I do really enjoy like how Russell shows the domestic life of the ordinary, person in London, and I like all those little things. It sets the scene. I think I enjoy the scene one scene that really does stand out to me, and this was his moment as the Doctor, like the first moment where I was like, yeah, this is the Doctor, is this scene where he's talking to Rose outside the apartment, and he says to her, like, I can feel the earth spinning on its axis, and you feel like he is this alien just from this one scene alone. And yeah, it's funny. There are some funny scenes in there. Classic villain, the Autons, which are the shop window dummies. Yeah, they're not that interesting, but yeah, just fun. I could see little kids getting scared of this. Like, I mean, these are dummies. You see them when you go shopping with your parents.
Kind
of
pussies getting scared of that. I wasn't scared of that shit when I was younger. The fuck? Who's getting scared of a little mannequin? The fuck is that? I get being scared of the angels. I ain't getting scared of a mannequin. I was a man back then. I was an adult. Ain't that right, man?
Huh?
Are you on your phone?
You're lagging.
You're on your phone.
Well, I'm on the phone. You're lagging. You're lagging. I keep getting a phone call. Your voice cuts out. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just trying to like. I'm muting and just
You're on your fucking phone on the payroll.
No,
are you on your phone doing payroll? Are you dumb? I'll be docking your hours, I'm docking your wages.
Can I tell you something? I'm on the podcast on my phone because I don't have a laptop.
What happened to your laptop?
Yeah, I'm joined on my phone. If that makes sense.
Okay.
That's why my voice keeps cutting out. And your voice is getting cut out. But yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I am on my phone.
Okay. I meant you might have been like texting or Instagram or Twitter, and you weren't.
No.
I
don't
know why. That's not funny. I don't know why I found it so funny. My humor's broken. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
Right, go
on. Yeah, no, I like how the Doctor is like this mysterious figure. Yes, this is awful Photoshop, but I like that he's this mysterious guy and I just like that people are actually like investigating the Doctor. Like, we don't really get that even now, so I like those things.
Yeah. That is. I think I'm trying to think of any other time that I've done that. I was thinking of a moment in season 6 where River Song was kind of studying by the Doctor, but I guess she already knew him at that point, so it doesn't really count. That bitch ain't got her A-levels. Rose died. Like, how bad in life do you have to be to not get your A-levels? At least do 2 B-Techs and an A level. At least get some qualifications.
Right? I don't understand. Like, you did nothing with your life.
Yeah, at least get some qualification. It's free. In this country, it's free to do your A-levels. Just do something.
How do you fuck up so badly and not do them? Like,
even if it's like something like textiles, you can do that and get like a fashion apprenticeship or something, or textile, or like you can even do a trade. Like, bro, come on, you can't just be fucking up your life like this. Like, where was she working? Like a Primark or something, a clothes shop.
She was working in a chip shop, wasn't she?
Nah, clothes.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Henrik's.
Okay.
Henrik's.
Something it was called Cloves. That'll be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's some funny scenes like when Jackie tries to flirt with Eccleston, and he's like,
that was
no.
funny.
And then
I like a mirror. Go back to that picture. It's a really small mirror, but I just kind of like it. Yeah, I like mirrors with lights on them. I think they kind of they are quite handy, especially if you want to like. I asked this more for girls if they want to like apply makeup to a specific spot to like get rid of them. Sit. I don't know.
I think the
that fire, I didn't really pay much attention to the fire. They did that Max Payne. Holy crap, that looks so bad. Like, it's not the ceiling, it's the windows. Look at the windows. The roof looks fine. The roof looks okay. The windows look like they were done on Max Payne.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
yeah, I think
mean, we don't need to say this, but the TARDIS looks great. The TARDIS looks sick.
I think the scene where she first goes in the TARDIS was a good scene as well. Like, she sort of like runs in and then she's like, what? And then she goes back out and then she runs around the entire thing and she's like, what the hell? But yeah, no, good start. I'd give this a 7 out of 10 episode. A good start. It could have been better, definitely, but
it's not really much of a debate, is there? Oh my god, we all gave it a 7.
Yeah. I think we all came to agreement that
I don't know if I can pick a least favorite episode for this season. Maybe the second one, because I don't really like the villain in that one. I didn't really love the concept either. I think the show's done end of the world stuff, or end of the universe stuff, like so many times, so much better.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the next one then. End of the World, episode 2.
I have to say, I don't really remember this one. It was a bit forgettable for me. I think if you go through the pictures, it might be a bit better. I think I did like the conversation about with the Doctor and Rose about like how Earth moves on. Humans spread out, civilizations change. At the end of the Earth, I do kind of like their conversation about that. And it really does make the Doctor seem more like out of the mold. That's good CGI. How does the budget change this for like that?
Fun fact, actually, they blew their budget on this episode.
Really?
Nice.
They spent most of their money on this episode, so they didn't have much left for the rest of the
season.
I
can tell.
That's an interesting fact.
It's a shame, really. That episode was definitely not meant to.
Do you know what? These guys look shit. That's horrible paying. That looks so bad. Makeup and like costumes, they're so much better in like the later episodes. Oh, but
that was good.
Yeah, this was good. The skin looks okay. I don't like the skin, but the skin looks okay. His dancing headbutt. Oh, I'm so sorry. His dancing headbutt was quite funny.
First trans character.
I guess so. Yeah, the first trans character.
Is it?
Yeah.
She goes by they. It's not really a she, even though she's got they. Yeah, I think I'd say this is my least favorite because even episodes like the Charles Dickens one, which we'll talk about in a bit, I found ways to really appreciate them just because of the character work done, especially for the maid.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I think this episode, I liked it. I don't really
have much to say. It was just kind of.
It was just
mid.
Yeah, it was just it's a bang average episode, but. It's not an episode I actually hate. I really do like this episode, but
no, I'd say bang average for this season is like pretty good quality.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
because it's average doesn't mean it's bad, because the average in this season is pretty high up.
I'm gonna give this a 5. There are some things I like. I like some of the costume design. I like the makeup design. I like this conversation. I kind of liked how Rose was a bit upset how she didn't get to see the end of the world because they were distracted with the skin and the villain. There's not really much else for me to say. I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
Fair. Yeah, I'd give it like a 6.
Okay.
He
likes this. He likes this.
I think this is better than the first one. I would say this is better than almost every episode in the newest season, personally.
You're just a hater. You're just a hater.
And
no way this is better than most of the new episodes in season 14. That's crazy.
Because the reason why I like this one more than the first one is what it does is it shows, well, the Rose's first trip in the TARDIS, and I really appreciate the little things. So her reaction to seeing all these new alien races, she looks stunned at most of them because they're literally aliens, and it's like a small scene, but you don't get that anymore. Now it doesn't matter. Now when Ruby or whoever it is sees aliens, she just sort of, I mean, look, you know the Christmas episode when she sees a goblin, she's like, "Did you just hiss at me?" And I'm like, that is so not how a human being would react.
But I also think you have to take into account at that point in the show, pretty much everyone's seen aliens. Like the Daleks in the sky in season 2, that still happens, and that's still kind of taken into account season 14. I just think everyone's seen an alien at that point. Everyone knows what units is as well by season 14. I get like you kind of still would appreciate a shock from Ruby, but I don't think aliens are that shocking at that point. It's probably just something where you think, oh, so they exist. It's just probably not going to happen to me. Like that would be the mindset of an average person in 2014 Doctor Who, or season 14 Doctor Who. Sorry. So I don't know. It makes sense here. I don't think it would really make that much sense season 14 or any season after that, considering they've all definitely seen an alien.
But it should still be a culture shock, you know, going to this place right here.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, but I don't think I would appreciate that culture shock, but I don't know. For me, it's not really. I think it's perfect in its place here. I don't think I need to see that from every other character, or even from any of the other characters, because they've all seen an alien at one point, and I guess I don't think I noticed it weeks ago or when I was watching the show weekly. If that moment where Ruby had a culture shock happens, if that did happen in season 14, I don't think I'd say, "Oh, they're just copying season 1," because I completely forgot to happen in season 1. But I don't know. I've seen all 14 seasons almost, so I don't think I needed to see that personally. I don't think they would have added anything for me, anything significant. That's just me.
Yeah, but I think, you know, generally one of the things I did quite like about this one is sort of the character moments. I think this whole episode, when you find out at the end why the Doctor takes her to the end of the world, there's a reason for it. It's because he just saw his planet burn, and he sort of, I don't know, I guess it validated him to do this or show Rose her planet burning, but it wasn't the right thing for him to do at that point, and she can't really take it. And yeah, I like things like that. Like it's not just some random episode. There was something to it in the background for the characters, and I thought I liked the little bits of lore you find out about, you know, well, Earth in the year 5 billion and all those things. I like little things like that. It's just world building and interesting to me. And yeah, the plot isn't again, it's not incredible or anything. It's fine. It's fun. Again, fun. Cassandra, yeah, she's the villain, but again, it's just a bit of fun. And yeah, first appearance from Face of Bo, who we all know who that is now. yeah, it's just a fun episode. It was intense, like when the sun filters came down and like Rose was about to be burnt alive, and when the Doctor had to pass those massive turbine things to reset the power. There was some intense stuff in there, and yeah, just a good episode too. It's a good first
Damn,
adventure.
You think it's good? I'd say it's mid, but okay. No, that's fine. Opinions are opinions. After all, I disagree.
I mean, I think right. Your opinion on this episode doesn't really matter, Ashton.
Yeah,
he's the creator of the show. He's the creator.
Yeah. I don't think your opinion really matters, Ashton. I mean, listen, I'm being honest and truthful up front with you. I respect the fact you went on a whole tangent as to why this episode's good, but I simply deny it. I deny everything you said.
Yeah. And there was one other moment. One other moment I liked was when the Doctor actually does cry. And yeah, Shooty cries in every episode. This Doctor doesn't. Yeah. He cries because I forgot her name, but she sort of realizes he is a Time Lord and she knows the history of the Time War. And that's something we get breadcrumbs about in this episode is, yes, he is a Time Lord and he is the last of the Time Lords. And he sheds a tear when she sort of says, I know who you are, and she puts her hand on his arm as like some sort of comfort. And then he sort of has a little moment where he cries, and I'm like,
I do miss that type of stuff when they would give us breadcrumbs about the Time War, like the Doctor's history and stuff like that. And I think even like in also this is something not related, but an episode I think it was episode. Actually, no, I'll say it later. Actually, never mind.
So yeah, I'd give this an 8. An 8
out
of 10. I do quite like this.
Okay.
And I would easily rewatch it. So yeah.
So I guess what's the average for the episode?
7.5 is the official rating. So yeah, I guess I'm a bit lower than the general consensus. Excuse me.
So I guess our average would be 7. We rate this as a 7 because Barrage went 5.
No, we don't need an average. I'd say that's kind of convoluted. We'll just have our own separate ratings because this is the point. This is the point of the show. We discuss our opinions of the show itself.
Okay, let's talk about the next one now.
Oh,
I'm Quite Dead. Charles Dickens.
I used to not like this episode, but not hate it. I used to hold it in the same regard as episode 2. I thought it was mid. I thought it was nothing. I thought it was boring. My God, I was so wrong. Charles Dickens, really funny. Quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Cheesy in that Victorian sense, if you know what I mean. Like, quite posh. Quite old. Yeah. But this is the standout for me. Charlie, the Chocolate Factory, Charlie Bucket's mum, the maid. This was great character work. And I felt quite sad when she died at the end. That was quite the sacrifice. Tears to my eyes. Rest in peace, Charlie's mum. By the way, I'm really shit with names. Genuinely, some of the standout characters in the show, like the side ones. You could ask me their name. I'm not telling you their name. I don't know their name. I'm sorry. It's anime. Anime has killed my ability to remember characters' names. But yeah, I actually did really like this episode. What would I give it out of 10? I think I'll give it a 7. I don't know if I push it to an 8. I'm going to be quite strict with my ratings personally. I think I'll just keep it to a 7. I'll reserve the 8s for like the episodes that are really good. Oh, that's some good CGI. The Witch, yeah. Now that there's a still image, I feel like, yeah, okay, that's some good CGI. The beards are quite good. I like the beards. The beards are quite good.
The CGI did look much more better than Will's shit. That's a bit creepy.
We need to see that emotion. In motion, it was okay. That still is not flattering and sliced.
I mean, yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
7, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Maya? How did you find this episode?
So originally, back when I watched season 1. I didn't really like this episode, but I haven't given it a rewatch. Yeah, the plot, I think, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it. I think especially during like midway to the end of the episode, it started to like get much more interesting. When I was watching this first, I was like, I can't be asked to watch this episode. But yeah, it's got me hooked on. Like, I'd give it. Are we doing it whole numbers or can we just do like 7.5 or?
Yeah, just try and limit it to the halves. No,
Alright,
like 7.8,
alright,
7.9.
alright.
That's stupid, in my opinion.
Alright. I'd give it like a 7.5.
Alright, okay. I honestly, when I say the first episode is probably my least favorite, I think you know that I will enjoy every single one of these. So
yeah,
I did quite enjoy this one. It's funny. It's actually funny. When the Doctor meets, he doesn't realize it's Charles Dickens straight away, but then when he realizes who he is, he's like, "Oh, you're brilliant. I love you. I love Oliver Twist, Great Expectations, all these books he's written, plays. Books. And then he randomly goes on a tangent about how he thought one of the things he wrote, he was like, that was rubbish. And he was doing it right in front of Charles, and it was just funny. And then he's like, I'm one of your biggest fans. And then Charles Dickens is like, a fan? Sorry, in what way do I call you? And it is cheesy, but it's funny. It's fun.
Cute. It's cute.
I think the actor who plays what's his name, Charles Dickens, he was very solid choice. He was really good in this. And yeah, like I think it's a good story. It's got a bit of a twist about how. Well, firstly we get introduced to the rift, which is kind of important in this season. A bit later on, and is a very important thing in Torchwood, the show. And we also get introduced to this actress who plays Gwen Cooper in Torchwood, who is a very important character in Torchwood. And yeah, she's actually a descendant of Gwen's, and yeah, that's kind of a cool little seed planted by Russell T Davies in season 1 here. And yeah, she was really good in it. The twist was good because you sort of thought that the villains, they're called the Gelf, you thought they were like, well, they were kind of good because they're saying that, oh, our kind was wiped out and we just want to inhabit the dead bodies of the world. And then the Doctor's sympathetic to them because he's sort of the last of his kind, and he sort of kind of sympathizes with that, and he sort of allows them to do what they want to do because it's not going to really cause any harm. But then you find out that, well, they're liars, and then there's like hundreds of them, and then they all come flooding out. And yeah, and then I do like that Charles Dickens saves the day. The Doctor and Rose are pretty much done for, and Charles figures it out. He realizes like all the gas, they need the gas to basically come about, so then he sort of floods the whole place with gas, and it's too much for them, like they're drowning in water or something. And then yeah, she sacrifices herself by blowing it up, and that was a pretty good moment. Good episode. And I like also that the first adventure they went on was like in the far future, and then this one is quite a bit in the past. So it gives us a bit of both within that first 3 episodes. It gives us a future and the past, just like that. And I think it was handled well. So yeah, I'd give this an 8. Another 8. Quite an enjoyable episode.
You're not. What's the negatives?
I don't really have any. I can't really say, oh, this is bad, I didn't like this. I just had a good time.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
I
think everyone's was good. There's nothing I could just say is bad, really. I don't know. Like, if I were to look for a negative here, I couldn't tell you what was what was actually bad about this.
I don't think I could either. Nothing really bad about this. I just wouldn't push it past the 7 out of 10 just in sheer quality. Because I'd rather reserve that for episodes where I really think they deserve an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, that's episode 3. Let's go to episode 4 and 5. Let's rank. I mean, 4 and 5 are basically one story, obviously, but it's 2 parts.
6.9 on IMDb. I'm gonna push this up to an 8, in my opinion. I'm actually gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I get the Slovene are quite silly, and the suits can be also quite silly, and the CGI can also be quite bad. But it's the character work of this episode, man. This is the shit you really want to see in sci-fi adventure. This, like, when Rose comes back, and it's been 12 hours for her, but 12 months for them. Well, not 12 hours, probably a couple of days, but it's been 12 months for the family. And you see the aftermath, the shock. They missed her. They lost her. They thought she was dead. They thought she was never coming back. And then she comes back like nothing's happened. And then you see everyone else is shocked. And that is balanced to perfection. And it is stellar. It is great character work. It is beautiful to see. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yep.
Justice for Mickey. He ain't killed no one. And that is a horrible picture of Rose. Jesus Christ. They do actual pictures from the police. They didn't need to like write it all down.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, I was gonna say this. Like, this is something I like. This was in the beginning of the episode, but it's something I liked. Like, it's like the small things that I liked about Doctor Who season 1. It's when, like, Rose was missing for like a year, and they had all these wanted posters. But I don't, from memory, you don't really see that anymore, or like you don't see like stuff like that. These small, like, events.
I think you can. You do somewhat see it. It's just never really highlighted as much. Which,
like, give me an example.
Like in season 5 when the Doctor comes back in the first episode, and he's like, "Come with me to Amy," and then just like all those things that happened.
Oh, but that's like part of the plot.
That was like 6 months ago, you dickhead.
No, but that was like part of the plot, though. That's
no, that was just something silly. I think it's similar to this. It's just not done to as much extent.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Ashvin. I think Ashvin gets what I'm saying.
Yeah. I do.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really much of a Slovene fan, but I think this episode. I think the first part for me was really good.
Tell you what, I do like the blue. Is it the Blitherine in Sarah Jane? The orange ones. They were quite cool.
The orange ones.
Yeah, I like the orange ones.
Yeah.
What are they called?
The Blatherine.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. Yeah.
You're just a hater of Raxacoricophalopatorius. You're just a hater.
Yeah. And then I like episode 4 over 5. Yeah, but yeah, no, it was good. I'd give it like an 8 as well.
8 as well. Didn't sound like you enjoyed it as much.
What would you say?
I'm surprised you gave it an 8. You didn't sound that enthusiastic about it.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm surprised you gave this an 8 out of 10. You didn't sound super enthusiastic about it.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Fuck, sorry. Wait, I don't know what's happening. Okay, yeah. No, because I was thinking. Yeah, no. I mean, for episode 4, I really did like episode 4 or 5. I said it like that because I was thinking, are we talking about 4 or 5, or are we just talking about both of them as one?
We're talking about this story in general.
If we're talking about the story in general, let's go. I'm bumping it down to a 7.
Why?
Because the Slovene story isn't anything particularly special. They're just crazy bad guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
Exile from the home, adds a bit to them, but they are just kind of really cheesy bad guys. Not anything super special. Not bad, just not special.
Yeah.
Which is why I bumped them down to 7, because I still think they're good episodes, especially in the first part. I even like the twist where they got all the smartest people in the world just so that they could kill them all. I actually thought that was quite clever. It's not really something we saw on the show at that point.
I think the Slovene are just.
If you want to go by episodes, I'm moving first episode at 8, and then episode 5, I'm moving at 6. So I don't think it was anywhere near as good.
Yeah.
Is that when they focus more on the family drama of episode 4, it was great. When they focus more on the Slovene episode 5, it wasn't anywhere near as good, in my opinion. So overall, it's a 7 out of 10 package, which is still good, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I guess you're saying it's like an average episode.
For this season, yeah, this is a good season.
Okay. Amaya, what about you? So, both together, how would you describe
it? Together, yeah, it's more or less somewhat similar as to what Barry was saying. I don't really like the Slovene as a villain at all, but I did like how they were kind of built up in the first part. I think I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Slovenia in general, like especially when they start farting around. I'm just like, they're just a bit generic. Like there's nothing really more to them other than just trying to destroy Great Britain, I guess, and take over the world. But yeah, I think I think. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I'd give this like an average of 7. It's just bang average, yeah.
It's not really much of a debate. It's just agreeing with me.
I'm not gonna lie, I think episode 5 was. I forgot the episode list. Kids.
4 and 5 are the Slovene. 4 is the first part of Slovene. 5 is the second part.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, so I really like this 2-parter. This is one of those where in my mind this wasn't very strong. It's probably like one of the weak parts of the season. But when I rewatched it, I don't know, maybe something is wrong with me because I've really enjoyed every episode. I think you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like how she's gone for 12 months. It's kind of a funny little scene as well because they all think 12 hours and then Jackie sees her and she drops the cup and then the doctor goes racing back saying, it might have been 12 months or something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little funny pre-credits thing. And then, the Slovene are silly, obviously, but I think this does set a bit of a mystery up, like, because the whole, the ship crashes into Big Ben and all that stuff, and then the doctor sort of works it out. That's not like they crashed there. They actually set that up on purpose because they wanted to attract all these experts in aliens and basically eliminate them so they wouldn't get in the way. So that was a little cool twist, in my opinion. The family drama is really strong here. You really get to see Rose's family fleshed out, which is Jackie and Mickey. You see a lot there. I think part 2 I preferred to part 1. I think because of that whole part in the whole missile, that whole scene, basically.
Really?
It was just really intense. Like, you had Jackie and Mickey on the phone, and they didn't know whether they should press the missile thing because it would put Rose's life in danger. And obviously, as Jackie, she wouldn't ever want that to happen. And then
fair enough.
The doctor has to basically choose. He even says it like, I could save everyone but lose you. And he does eventually choose to save everyone. And luckily, they get out of it, obviously. I also liked Harriet Jones. Harriet Jones is a classic character later on in the show. Nice to see her introduction. Also, there's Toshiko, who was introduced in episode 4, who is the Doctor, who the Doctor meets. She's part of the Torchwood team, and there's another seed planted by Russell T Davies for Torchwood, the show. She's a great character in Torchwood, and it was cool that she was the only one who met the Doctor before.
It's a pretty cool point.
Joining Torchwood.
I guess Jack as well, if that counts.
And she met him before Jack even met him, so that's even more interesting to me. But yeah, it's a good episode. Yeah, the Sidine were basic villains. They just sort of wanted to have nuclear war so they could sell the planet as junk and make some money. So yeah, it was fun. Again, that's what most of these episodes are just fun, and that's why I'm happy with them. They're just fun. They're entertaining to watch. I don't feel bored. I don't feel like this is rubbish. I just enjoy it, and I'm gonna have to give this another 8 because I think the drama outweighs the story for me, and that's a good thing.
Why can't you feel that? Why can't you feel like that with the new Doctor Who episodes? Just enjoy it for what it is.
Because there's so many issues. This I can't really say like, oh, this was bad. This was bad writing. I can say that with the new ones, or I can say there are so many issues that I have with those episodes that stop them from being as enjoyable as this one.
Are they issues, or are they just not the same?
I think these episodes just have way more strengths than the new ones for me. There are some episodes I did like quite a bit, but in the new one, but
you know what you sound like? You know what you sound like? Sound like an old man. You sound like an old man. You ain't keeping up with us young bucks. You ain't keeping us with youngins. Ain't that right, Ben?
But look where we are now. So I think this will be an interesting one. Episode 6, Dalek. What are you guys think?
I think everyone has the same opinion on this episode.
10 out of 10. Move on. Nah, I'll give it a 9. I thought this episode was amazing. I used to think it was my favorite episode of the season.
Wait, 1 second.
Yeah, he's going to come back.
I am back. Oh, Ben's gone as well. I was interrupted. Yeah. I apologize.
Damn.
We should wait for him, should we?
Yeah.
Yep.
I.
Do you want to talk about the Euros again? Do you want to talk about your opinion? I had very heated opinions about it.
I thought. I don't know. They just didn't really treat it like a final. England. They just didn't turn up at all. I think tactics were wrong. They just sort of sat back and let Spain do their thing. Kane shouldn't have played. He did nothing. I actually did nothing.
The whole tournament. 1 penalty, 2 scrappy goals. Foden is also one where I'm like, that guy should just not have played. Definitely not Foden.
Watkins was better.
Or even Tony. Tony is good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but then again, I never thought England would get to the final anyway. So
I'm kind of upset we did. I'd rather we lose early. That's what we deserved. We got so many times. That just gave you enough hope for the final.
I wanted them to lose against Slovakia because they were losing.
They were, yeah. That's what I was arguing to everyone in my family. We were losing to Slovakia for 95 minutes. There's no way we actually win this tournament. That's right. We didn't.
Yeah. It was unfortunate that they scored, but yeah.
It's poor. The whole thing was poor.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. It's never been good enough from England.
Yeah.
Damn, did he say why he was leaving?
Nah. 2 finals there and nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Need to get someone else in.
Yeah.
Klopp.
He ain't coming to England. He ain't managing England. He'll probably manage Germany if Nagelsmann gets sacked, because apparently Southgate's still not getting sacked and he's not leaving the job.
Oh well.
It's going to be another 60 years before we win something, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm surprised at how we've rated these, actually. I didn't expect to have such differences in scores.
Yeah, I think me and the man have been pretty similar. You've been generous. Yeah, that's a good word, generous. I still did like the season a lot. Like
I think for me, it's not even generous. I honestly, that's just how much I enjoyed them. And
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I just didn't really see much wrong with what I was watching.
Yeah,
I've
I'll
seen
agree with you on
so
that.
much worse with Jody and this Shooty season.
Don't even. Shooty was fine. Shooty's season was fine. Don't even go there. It was fine. It was just too short. But it ain't the villains, and it ain't Shooty, and it ain't Millie, whatever her real name is. Don't even go there, lad. It was fine, and you know it.
Yeah. It was okay for me, that one.
You're a hater. You see, Donald Trump got shot.
Yeah.
You know it was Nunez who took the shot because he missed.
Damn.
Have you seen the guy who actually did it? He's
a 20-year-old, right?
Yeah, he looks like a nerd. I guess they're upgrading
Hello?
from school shootings to rally shootings. Oh yeah, man.
Oh, sorry, I was AFK.
We noticed.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough.
Okay. Okay, let's get back on there. Dalek, what are your thoughts, Barrage? How do you feel? What do you like? What do you not
There's not really much to say. It's just a really amazing. This is a spectacular episode. I'm just giving it a 9 out of 10. I'm moving on. What can I say? Everything about this is great. Van Staten was funny. Secretary was quite cool. The Doctor's relationship with Dalek and how he started to develop a more resentful personality. That was great. I don't know. There's not really much more to say. I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to say this is probably my favorite episode of the season.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. What about you, Maya? Dalek.
I give her a 3.
To explain.
I give it a 3 out of 10, to be honest. I don't think that episode was really all that. I think it's one of the, like, I mean, if we're not including Jodie Whittaker's episodes of Daleks, I think this has to be like a weak contender.
Explain yourself.
I think it's just, firstly, they did not do the Daleks justice.
What?
Yeah.
It took one Dalek and the Doctor was like, the whole Earth's population's gonna die just from one Dalek.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't make sense though. How if one Dalek can cause that much damage, how come an army of Daleks not obliterate Earth, huh? In the later seasons.
Because the Doctors always stop them.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, pal. Whatever you say.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I think I'll be a bit generous. I'll put it to like a 9.
What the fuck?
Oh, you actually a troll. Actually a troll.
Yeah, no, honestly, this is like one of the best like Dalek episodes. I really like how like it feels like that raw hatred in Doctor when he's realized he's met the people who's actually met the creature who actually wiped out his his own people. So yeah, it was pretty good. I like it.
Okay. Yeah, this is
Damn.
yeah, this is the thus far this is the best episode, I'd say. Just such a good damn introduction to the Daleks, who are obviously like a pivotal part of Doctor Who. They're like probably the most recognizable villain in the entire show. And the way that it's reintroduced is just perfect. And the scene where Eccleston and the Dalek are stuck in that cell, the vault, sorry, is just amazing acting from Eccleston. Like, if you didn't know, Eccleston's dad was in real life diagnosed with dementia.
Yes.
So the anger he shows in this scene and this episode in general is actually him. He said he used that anger that he felt towards his real life circumstances, and that's how he did it. And he was really good in this, like really good. I don't even know if many of the other Doctors could pull it off just as well as he did, and that's how good.
Probably Tennant.
Yeah.
Maybe think about it. You know, I feel like probably maybe even Shuyi.
No, he'll start crying, man.
It's such a hater. This is bad. You can't be such a hater.
He will cry 100,000,000%.
You're such a hater.
He would definitely cry.
Actually such a hater. That's crazy.
Nah, he's speaking facts. He would actually cry. He literally cried in every episode.
You can't say that. That's hating.
He cries all the time, man.
Bruh, that's hating. That's hating.
And yeah, I think the Dalek was taken so seriously in this as well. Like, he says, I think Van Staten says to him, "What's the population of the nearest town?" And then he's like, "Salt Lake City, 1 million." And then Doctor's like, "All dead."
Yeah.
Just sells it so well, and it's intense. Obviously, I really like the sort of conversations Rose and the Dalek have, and even again this sort of deep dives into the Doctor's character. Like, he was willing to go all out and actually kill the Dalek with a gun. He found a weapon that he could use, and then Rose is with the Dalek, and then because the Dalek's mutated because she touched it and it absorbed her DNA, it was mutating into something else, and that's why it was allowed. That's why it started to spare people, because it wasn't a pure Dalek anymore. And you kind of feel somehow they made, well, for me, they sort of made me feel a bit emotional for the Dalek, because
I see what you mean by that.
It says it wants to basically die. It wants freedom.
It kind of got sick of
because it wasn't a real Dalek anymore. It was mutated. It was pure. I mean,
it's like it was embarrassed, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it blows itself up. But then I really love this dialogue that Rose gives to the Doctor. She said, "The Dalek's changing," and then she says to the Doctor, "What the hell are you changing into?" Because he's got the gun ready to shoot it. It's just good writing, and the Doctor's like, he sort of sees where he's changed into this because of the Time War. They changed him into this sort of warrior, and he was about to kill it, and then Rose was what stopped him. And that's why I really like Rose and Eccleston, because they have those moments. Again, this is the first season, and you're getting this deep, and that's what I mean. This is something that is not in it anymore with Shooty season. You don't get this depth.
You clearly have an agenda. You've been bringing up Shooty so much. You haven't even brought up Jodie.
Yeah, Jodie's era is irrelevant.
No, but I guess he's comparing the first season of RTD to another first season of RTD.
both Russell T Davis, it's fair to compare.
No, I don't think it is.
No, I think it is. I agree with Ashwin. I think it's fair
I don't think it is because he's made it clear he's going for something a bit different this time. It doesn't mean it has to be perfect for you.
No, but it's fine if you can still do something different, but still achieve like the same.
You can have the quality though. That's the
you can still.
This destroys every single episode in Shooty.
Easy. Does it?
Yeah.
I don't really agree with. I mean,
and even the acting in this episode again just trumps everything.
That's just racist.
Nah,
Millie was great in it.
I agree with you, but I wouldn't go all the way.
What do you mean? Like, what all the way?
No, I mean,
I think he means he wouldn't say this destroys anything from season 14. Yeah, which I kind of agree. I think season 14, episode 7 holds its weight. I'm definitely not saying this is as good as this one. This is better. But I'm not going to say it's like that much better. It's definitely better.
I do. Season 14, episode 7, I think, it's a good contender. What else is there? What about?
Yeah. I just think the weight that this episode holds.
Just say you're racist. Just say it. It's just fine. Just say you're racist.
And so well on its own as well. Like, you could just watch this out of nowhere and it would just hit. It would hit so hard. You can't.
I'm gonna get that confession from you one day. I'm getting that.
I can't wait to revisit Shooty's era. I do think we'll see some changes from you guys.
Because I put that right at the bottom above Jodie's. That's not changing.
No. But like, the quality between this and that, you know.
Nah, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. That's what it is.
No.
That's hating. Nah, come on.
Come on,
it's not that bad, mate. It's really not that bad. You just hate it because RTD's got two different styles going on. And you don't appreciate the new styles. You're just an old man. You're an old man, mate. I'm a young man. I like the new stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that great episode. Just a great episode of Doctor Who. This is actually like my first 9 out of 10
Damn.
of the season. There's more to come for me, but yeah. Okay. Episode 7, Simon Pegg's episode, The Long Game. What do we think?
It's kind of a dumb episode in principle, in concept, in villain, but I'm not going to say it's bad. And that's just because I have some nostalgia for the villain. I used to shit my pants every time I saw that villain. I thought that was one creepy motherfucker. But in all seriousness, it's not bad. Run of the mill. It's better than mid. It's definitely better than mid.
I agree with you.
The CGI for the head thing's kind of bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't actually know what the main villain's motivation was. I don't think I really know. He always cries. Is that about Shooty?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a man showing his tears. Okay, nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a man who wants to cry. Anyway, I guess this episode's motivation links a lot to episode 13, the finale with the Daleks, but I don't really think it stands on its own that well. I think I'm gonna give it a 6. I didn't like this that much. It was fine. I wouldn't say I was bored either, so I'm gonna give it a 6. It was okay. Yeah, decent.
Maya?
I give it like a 5. I think the episodes were still boring. I tried to get into it. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest.
Damn.
I think maybe just the entire premise of like the entire synopsis of the show. It didn't really sit well with me. So yeah.
So I'm gonna give this a 10.
What? this guy's great. Oh my god,
he's a Cockleton fanboy.
This is the worst episode of the season.
I'm joking. Yeah, this is my least favorite of the season. just a bit by a bit for me. I like the one thing I do like is this guy Adam. I like that. I don't know what I don't like him. He's kind of annoying, but I like that they sort of showed that the Doctor takes a companion who doesn't work out. Because they never, again, that's something I don't think they've ever done that since this.
No.
They never tried it. I've always wanted to see like an evil companion or a companion do this sort of thing. Maybe for
they can do that, but if they did this thing again where it's a companion doesn't work out, I think people will notice and they'll be like, "Well, we've already done that, mate. You can't think of anything else. You can't think. You ain't got no unique ideas."
But I think they could have done like imagine in like a really good episode and they did it, it would have been really sick. This is just an okay episode for me. The plot, there's not it's like the Jagrafest, that pink monster thing is trying to, we just learned that it sort of set human history back by about 100 years. It manipulates the news and stuff. It's quite light in its story. I think from what I saw, the main thing they were trying to do was again just show this guy to be like not the right fit for the TARDIS, and I guess it succeeded in that regard, but yeah, it was not that interesting. It had cool futuristic ideas in a way, but yeah, don't know, Doctor and Rose kind of just being imprisoned. It wasn't. I'd give it a
2.
I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
You gave it a 1 out.
It's okay.
That's
it's okay.
I can't believe
it's
it
okay.
a 1 out of 10.
It's fine to vote some episodes as like 1 or 2.
I'd say it's a 6. It's okay. It's better than every Shooty episode.
Shut the fuck up.
No. Hey, yes.
I think Simon Pegg was funny to see. I think they could have given. I mean, Simon Pegg could have been really good in Doctor Who if he was in like a proper like seasonal role rather than like a one-off.
He does look a bit like an older Johnson.
Yeah, he could have been a good anyone. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
You're thinking of Master, isn't it? So I agree with that.
He has the goatee for the Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the charisma, obviously. He's a good actor, but he's too big for the show now. Yeah, not a terrible episode, but probably my least favorite. Okay,
yeah,
season...
I think it's up there. I wouldn't say it's my least favorite. It's up there.
Yeah.
Father's Day, season 1, episode 8.
Oh, this is an interesting one.
My second 9 out of 10 for the season.
Yeah.
Again, this season was so good in its character drama and its family relationships and its friendships. This show was like, I think that's the highlight for me for the season. And this episode's like good example why like Rose's acting, just as a side note, was probably the best in this episode compared to the whole season. Hey, it's our favorite episode. That's why I like this. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I'd say Dalek's my favorite. But I'll give it the second place, actually. I think I'll give it the second place. I'll give it 9 out of 10. Jackie was really funny in this episode. I was completely surprised about how much of a scum Peter was a bit. Like, he cheated on Jackie. He was kind of absent to, like, fund his business ventures and shit. I forgot how much of an asshole he was. Kind of. I know he was nice in the episode. I forgot how much of his backstory made him look like a bit of an asshole. Because I'm used to the season 2 Peter, where he's kind of rich.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you've only seen him once in season 1 and you don't, I'm guessing you didn't really remember as to what his personality is like. Even the same with me. I'm used to season 2 Rose's dad more, but it was different seeing watching that episode again.
So what did you think of it?
Yeah, I really liked the episode. I'd give it like an 8.5. I think it's definitely a strong episode.
Oh, Yeah. Okay. Anything else to say or anything?
He's gone.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, might be Wi-Fi. That was really abrupt. Interesting. Do you want to reveal your favorite football team to the audience?
Yeah. Liverpool Football Club.
Liverpool. For me,
Liverpool.
it's Arsenal, the mighty Arsenal. Have Liverpool signed anyone apart from the new manager?
I don't think so. No, I don't
Yeah.
believe. I think they signed Ronaldo or something.
Why are we gonna sign that old guy? Oldie is not Goldie in this situation.
Arnie Slot. Yeah. He's the old man.
Slot.
How old is he? 90.
Sorry?
He's like 90, Arnie, isn't
it? Relax. You gotta give him a chance, you know. He might do bits. You never know. He won at Feyenoord. Yeah. He won the Eredivisie after Ajax dominance. So that's nothing to sleep on.
True.
He's apparently, you know what's funny? He's actually, I just looked it up. He said it was 90. Actually 45. It's about half that. That's quite funny. Who have Liverpool been linked to in terms of new signings? Like
no one. Just no one.
Really?
It's dead.
Apparently, Fulham wants Smith Rowe, but Arsenal saying no. And we might get Calafiori, which is a new left centre back who can play left back.
I mean, you lot are already ready.
Yeah, I think we just need a left back, so it'll help Martinelli cook. But I also would like another midfielder to play next to Rice, because if we can't get a new striker, I'd rather play Havertz up front than Jesus, because Havertz really redeemed himself from last season. But we need a new left midfielder, and we need a new left back, and I think that will really give the support that Martinelli needs, and then he'll start cooking.
Why don't you get Palmer?
Paul Palmer.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer. I wish. Oh, wow. I wish he did actually.
Look at this.
What's that? Simon Pegg. Whoa! Oh crap! That's funny. That was after he was famous, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, he'd only done Shaun of the Dead. That was the only. So he was sort of famous, but not. Maybe only in this country.
Okay. Is he coming back? And if he's not, we might as well just leave this for tomorrow and reschedule, which is quite disappointing. But then again, I also do need a shower.
I don't know. He hasn't said anything.
There's an advert on a bus for Phil Foden. It's like a Nike advert. The caption is, "The only position I'm not comfortable in is losing." I guess he's not comfortable on the pitch either. Fucking shit cunt.
Where is this guy?
Have you messaged him?
Yeah, I just added him in the chat group.
His phone. Oh shit. Alright, then we got to reschedule. Everyone, Ben99's phone is dead. He can no longer communicate. I don't think we can continue with today's episode.
But he replied, so
yeah, but then that's probably like what, 1% battery. We're on episode 8, so we do have more or less half. Oh, he is coming back?
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's calm. I do want to shower though. Would like to do it for tonight.
I did want to just do everything in one video because it's series 1, and then it's just easier to just cover everything.
Bro, it's easier by his message.
No.
He said, "Can we do the rest tomorrow?" Bro.
Oh, okay.
I think keeps getting called downstairs. Damn. I would have filmed it, I would have filmed it and like delayed my shower. Oh well. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen now.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we should be able to.
I mean, if earlier is probably better, I don't know. Because, I don't know.
We should commit to watching season 2 regardless, though. Like, I think I'll start it tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. Because at least that way we can.
Yeah, we still need to finish that by Sunday.
Yes, well, aim to. Like, it's fine if 1 or 2 days late, but it shouldn't be too hard to do that. It's only 13, and it's not really that many episodes. And it's not too hard to get through them once you start, like, watching them. But obviously this one has 1 extra episode because you got the Christmas special.
It's just 1 episode. So, we can manage. Alright, everyone. That's it, I'm afraid. You don't get our stellar content anymore because someone's been getting called out. It's a shame, but you will live.
Yeah, alright. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow then.
See you tomorrow for a surprise episode. This is going to be a surprise.
Because we need to continue. Okay,
Alright.
see you. Bye.
Take care.